So you saw the dash taken apart. Now some of the things you can kind of see, and hopefully you might see this in the video. So the pad itself is a titanium gray. What I think happened somewhere along the way, somebody's put in a smoke gray dash, and so these, you can definitely tell these two don't match. So I'm gonna eventually probably change this back out. I'm gonna keep the old piece, maybe wrap it in carbon fiber and use it for a project later on. So some of the pieces going back in, you can see I've got the dash in, I've got the dash cover back in. I put in a set of GT switches I got used. That way I've got fog lights if I want to put them on, and then I've got a defroster, which this car doesn't have defrost, but this gives me an option for later on if I want to use a push on off switch real quick. Some of the things going in, I put in a new set of, or I guess a used set of controls, knobs that are period correct. These are the 90 to 93s. The lights do work. The I guess the mode selector knob does not work. It turns on, turns off, but it doesn't switch between vent and foot and all that. And maybe that it's either something in the switch itself. I'm not sure yet. I've got to figure that out, and then we'll go from there. Some of the other pieces going in. I got put the new carpet in next. Got the headline. Okay, so here we are. I do have the carpet in place. Carpet is pretty easy to put in. I think the hardest part, you really have to just be patient with it. There's plenty of videos up on the internet to be able to do this, do a piece of carpet. Really, if you have the old stuff, the new stuff is very easy. Lay the new stuff down, lay the old stuff on top, and then really just cut the shifter or the park brake out, shifter out, etc. And for those, I actually cut a little bit less than the opening of the OEM carpet. That way it gives myself a little bit of flexibility to trim. Once you do those two pieces, then you can start laying the carpet in there and kind of go from the middle outward on both sides, and then just pick maybe the center line front to back, putting it in. I've had to cut around the seat bars in the back for the rear seat. Open these holes up a little in the center, of course the seat studs, and I think everything else is pretty much gone in place. Just be careful when you're putting in all your harnesses. You need to cut where they come up through the floor if you're putting in the factory seats again, seat belts, etc. And then just take your time putting everything back together. Now I've taken the time, I'm washing everything piece by piece with a nylon brush and some water and dish soap. That way it's clean. When it goes back in, there's no reason to put a dirty car back together. And you can definitely see that everything is a smoke gray except for the dash pad. So that is going to drive me crazy long term. But I do have a plan to fix that. So for now, for this round of the interior, I'm going to leave it alone. Just put everything back in, be happy with the way it looks, and keep on going. So I got the glove box put back in. Obviously I need to put the console around, the lower driver here put back in, kick panels, sills, back quarters, and then the rear seat, and then obviously the top piece here. So we're making progress piece by piece. It just takes a long time just to kind of figure out what works, what doesn't, and then put it all back together. So take your time with it, and I'm going to keep on going. Alright, so I'm definitely making some progress, as you can see. I do, on the passenger side, have I at least have the console in, the console base in. Wired up my fan switch here, which will come out my cigarette lighter there, since I'm not a smoker, don't need it. So I'm going to put that switch in there so I can close it and hide it behind the cup holder door or the ashtray door. Put the glove box in. You can definitely see, hopefully maybe in the picture, you can see all the different shades of components I have, thankfully over the years of people doing that. So I got the lower driver in, the I guess knee plate, or whatever you want to call it, the metal plate in there. All the switches are in. I need to put the steering wheel back on and the dash cover. Passenger seat is in, carpet is in on this side completely. I need to put in the dash kick panel here. I need some pieces to come in from late model restoration for the clips and that. I bought some extra ones. Put that in, put the sill in, and then the passenger seat will be done. The seat in the coupe is done. All the seat belts are in. Really all I just need to do now is just finish up the center, steering wheel, mount the seat in there, and put the door panels back on, and that is it for the interior. So, more work to be done. We'll see you in a little bit. Alright gang, I'm down to the last bit of the interior work I'm pretty much going to do for a while. So you can see I've wired in a new harness there that was cut when I got the car. So this will go to all your cruise control. I need to clean up the little bit here, put the steering wheel back on, put the airbag back in, and that is pretty much going to be it. I'm going to leave this off for now so I can mess with the wiring. Doesn't really matter to affect it. I'm going to leave the door panels off so that I can put in some speakers in the door, and I'm going to try to fix this handle again over here. I do have some new clips coming for the door panels and some sound deadener from one of the parts houses there. And then from there I have some clips for the dash kick panels on both sides, and then along the strip I just need to clean those up and put those in. So probably in the next week when I get the clips in from the UPS, I'll be able to put in the other pieces missing, probably put the door panels on, check this handle, and the interior will be back together. Some of the things I've learned is that colors don't always match. So once I get the steering wheel on, I'll show you kind of the finished product, and then we'll conclude. Okay, so here's the finished product that I'm working on. So you can kind of see where I started from if you remember back. The seats were nasty, pretty colored, pretty colorful on what they were. They were pretty dog hair covered, had some crap on them, all that stuff. So everything is cleaned up on the rear. You can kind of see at the front. Do have the center console in. Okay, now looking at the front, you can kind of see where I started. You remember the dash was pretty banged up. So right now I've got it all back together. Obviously I'm missing a couple pieces that I'll put in. But I'm going to leave it alone for right now and call it the interior done. So looking at over here, now these seats here are the S2 seats from late model restoration. I think they came out pretty nice. Now you want to get some 1-inch washers to the mount to the bottom there. But everything's in there. Obviously the ashtray shut. There's a switch I worked on. Then you can kind of see. So now I do has beepage. So here's the interior, and here is where we're going to finish. Now it's time to start working on the bodywork. Alright, we'll see you next time.